Here's the Blizzard news you missed while you were at work. Diablo 2 Resurrected Season 2 has been delayed due to some bugs found on the PTR. No future dates have been set as to when we can expect Season 2. As Blizzard gets ready for Overwatch 2 release, Blizzard CS tweeted this out earlier this week to Overwatch players. Attention Overwatch heroes. All remaining unopened loot boxes will automatically open upon login after September 14th. Wrath of the Lich King Classic players very frustrated last week because they can't get into servers to play with their friends. Here's a look at what players have been seeing as far as queue times. Here's an example of what players have been seeing across the board on high population servers. Here's Benediction. It says Benediction is full. The position in queue, 13,752. The estimated time to get onto the server and play with your friends, 356 minutes. Just a day ago, Blizzard has announced that they've opened up more new realms for players to go into and have offered free transfers, but we are still seeing these queues because people want to play with their friends. Brian Birmingham, a Warcraft Classic lead, answered players' frustration on Twitter with a few comments. In response to Classic players wanting Warcraft to add layers, Brian says, adding layers doesn't actually solve the problem. They spin up dramatically as needed. They solve player density in a given area. The realm cap is set separately for reasons beyond player density in given areas. Some player-facing examples, the auction house and trade chat, there are more. Brian goes on to say, this is a challenging problem. I'll have more to say about it on the forum soon, but we're certainly aware of this issue. The short version is, these realms are already 5 times the size of 2005 realms, and if everybody in queue went to a new realm, they'd fill that realm up too. Warcraft has responded to some wrongful accusations in regards to PvP in Alterac Valley, with players being away from the keyboard and getting credit as bots and other players are taking advantage of this system. Here's what Warcraft had to say. We recently discovered a bug in our analytics data that called into question some of these suspensions, and in those cases, we will reverse the suspension. Some others were so egregious that we're still confident in the lack of participation, and those actions will remain in effect, though some will have reduced penalty duration if it was a first offense. Conspicuous crates have begun showing up all over capital cities in Wrath of the Lich King Classic as the Scourge invasion ramps up. A new mount is available for retail players in World of Warcraft, but first you have to journey to World of Warcraft Classic. Here's what it is, and here's how you get it. This is the Frostbrood Proto-Worm, and it can be earned when you start a Death Knight and complete the starting area in its entirety 100%. Once you have completed this mount shown here is yours on retail. It's a new week in Shadowlands with a new Fated raid, Sepulchre of the First Ones. Here's your list of Fated abilities. Beginning with Vigilant Guardian, your Fated power this week, Chaotic Essence, Skolix, Creation Spark, Artificer Zymog, Reconfiguration Emitter, Alondris, Protoform Barrier, Assigny, Reconfiguration Emitter, Prototype Pantheon, Creation Spark, Lahuvim, Chaotic Essence, and to win this week is Creation Spark. Lords of Dread chose the Reconfiguration Emitter, Regulon is the Protoform Barrier, and the Jailer, Chaotic Essence. Don't miss out on your weekly bonus event, the Burning Crusade Time Walking, where you can go back to the Black Temple and kill Illidan for the first time or the 100th time. Also, don't forget, you can also complete 5 time walking dungeons. The gear you get out of it is a piece of 278 gear. I hope you get what you need. A new PTR build has hit the servers. Go check out Dragonflight pre-patch features. Not included in the PTR are Drakthir or the class Evoker at this time. Enchanting and fishing have been enabled in the Dragonflight beta for testing, as well as specializations. To open a specialization, you must have 25 skill points. Good news coming out of Dragonflight beta for hunters. Hunters can now tame Dragonkin. At this time, only frogs and cloud serpents are available, but there are rumors of more to come. Hunters also received bad news this week coming out of Dragonflight beta. Binding Shot has received an intentional nerf from Warcraft. Binding Shot is a key ability that hunters use in PvP raids and Mythic Plus. Warcraft gave some reasons why. The change to Binding Shot's route to break from damage is intentional, and there's some history with this ability. As many probably remember, it was briefly changed to break from damage in Shadowlands, but that change was reverted. Warcraft goes on to say, this does reduce the potential power of Binding Shot. Yes. With the amount of change coming in Dragonflight and options for new control abilities such as Scatter Shot or High Explosive Trap being available, We feel this is an appropriate time to make this change. Some new features have been added to Dragonflight in World of Warcraft. New player portraits and new loot windows have been added to the system. The Evoker class has received a new feature called Starter Talent Builds. Here's a look at how they work. These builds cover the basics of the Evoker class without the player having to wonder which way to build their talents. Instead, the starter build guides the player through choices. As a player chooses a talent, the next talent that should be chosen is highlighted. If a player chooses a talent outside of the build, the choice will issue a warning telling the player the choice may not be optimal. Don't forget to catch my live streams on Twitch 5 days a week, and please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell right here on this YouTube channel so you don't miss next week's episode of Blizzard News you missed while you were at work.